For me, still the best place to watch in Barcelona was turn 3, as we pointed out, or the entry to turn 3. This is, if we just have a look, you see the marshal's post there. That's about where I was standing to take these two photographs. One is Valtteri Bottas and the other is Lewis Hamilton. Now, you may think, it's a bit of a foggy picture, it's taken with my mobile phone, I have to confess, but you may think that there's not much difference here, but believe me, at the speed they're going and the position in which they got the car, that adds up to a lot. Indeed, I would say that was the difference between Lewis and Valtteri in qualifying, even though it was completely flat through there. As Max Verstappen has said, it's basically a long straight. In reality, a spike is a spike, and it will take something out of the car, it'll take something out of the tyres as well. And what Lewis was doing so beautifully out of turn 2 was, well, in the middle of turn 2, was manipulating the car to have a much straighter exit, which enabled him to stay much more on the right-hand side of the road, almost dead straight in acceleration, and then turn in seemingly much too early. But he was doing it again with perfect manipulation of the car. Whereas Valtteri was coming out, leaning on the car more on the right-hand side, then leaning more on the left, going more towards the middle of the road, asking more of the car, asking more of the tyres. We're only talking a tenth of a second here, less probably. But guess what? That was the difference between them in qualifying. Here's a shot of Kimi Raikkonen in the same section. You can see how wide his approach there. It's not just a question of line, of course. It's a question of what he can do with the car at that moment and how he's come out of turn 2. Again, I use that word manipulation because we're talking about a lot of different dynamics in the car with which he's playing. The steering, getting on the throttle, how he's come out of the brake pedal, etc., all the things we know about. And it was a marked difference between drivers there. That's definitely the point. If I had to select the 3 best guys through that section, turn 2 to turn 3, I would say Lewis Hamilton without any shadow of a doubt. Daniel Ricciardo looked really good there as well. Quite why he was so slow on the rest of the lap, I don't know. Probably the last chicane where I don't think he was ever great, compared even with Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull days. And then Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc's manipulation out of that corner was just beautiful. It was Lewis-like in a car, of course, with much less performance, but he looked superb through there as well. A lot of other guys, the 2 Williams drivers, leaning on the car massively, late apex, throwing it from one side, then to the other, spike, 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 and it all added up, of course. Yes, that car is not a great car, but it would be interesting to see how the car would look and perform if it was driven in a spike-free way. Turn 3, great place to watch.